Vitalik Clapping, Vitalik impressed, happy and clapping. Vitalik is impressed. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Well, I'm glad that somebody's happy. Congratulations, Vitalik, because I woke up over here and this is what I'm seeing. So, literally, I mean, if you look at the time down here, this is basically when I went to sleep, all right? Everything's fine. I woke up, boom. What was that, guys? I mean, we did have this spike right here, which was nice. But that definitely caught me by surprise. I mean, I woke up this morning, literally everything was in the red. If we have a look over here, you can see obviously Bitcoin down 6.28%. Everything else is taking a hit. Obviously, we know whatever Bitcoin does, everything else does. So that's over $20 billion that left the market in a matter of hours, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, if we look at some of the biggest changes today, not really many. We have KuCoin up 6%, Bitcoin Gold, Tezos 2, Bitcoin Diamond, Decentraland 0.06, that's it. I mean, you're seeing massive amounts of volume pour into Tether. I'm not surprised. $3 billion, Bitcoin dominance slightly rising again. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what caused that. I mean, the thing is it's not just, if you look at it, it's not just crypto that's taking the hits. It's things that are even crypto related. For example, if you have a look at Coinbase's rankings among finance apps in the US, you could see that basically they had that peak right in December when everything else was doing really well. And as the markets have taken a tank, you could see the downloads have gone down and even the monthly active users have gone down. So that's even worse than downloads, because downloads you could be like, oh, well, we already own the app, right? But people are not even using Coinbase that much anymore, which means people aren't buying, they're not selling, they're not doing anything. So that's worse, really, when you think about it all around. So yeah, I mean, that's what happened today, guys. There's no explanation for this. I mean, some people are saying, oh, because of all these different issues, and then some people have talked about the whole Bancor thing. Guys, let's be realistic. Something like Bancor isn't enough to cause $20 billion plus worth of FUD to just leave the markets anyway. So basically, they had this that they came out. They explained everything that happened. They said that the details of the breach are still being investigated, but they wanted to update the community, the facts that they had so far. So basically, here you go. They said there were some things that were stolen. The wallets were compromised with Ethereum and Bancor. So you can literally just check this out on their Twitter if you guys want. So basically, a summary of it is that they had to basically halt everything on Monday, which was yesterday, due to a security breach which involved more than 12 million. The cyber criminals reportedly exchanged some of the tokens through the Changely, which is where you can, it's basically you send them one thing. It's like Shapeshift, essentially. So sources familiar with the matter told Cointelegraph that the stolen tokens included Bancor's native token, about 25,000 Ethereum, and about 300,000 Pundi X. Bancor head of communications Nate Hinman told Cointelegraph that the platform should be back online within 24 hours. According to Hinman, Bancor is coordinating with a number of industry players to develop tools and technology in order to keep the industry collaborative more effectively when theft occurs. When asked whether it's possible to completely prevent these kinds of security breaches, Hinman compared exchange security to a game of cat and mouse. He explained that thieves become more mature and sophisticated along with the industry and projects. Hinman emphasized that the digital currency platforms can outwit criminals through collaborative effort. But the plot thickens, because then this tweet comes out from Udi Worth, I don't know how to say his name, but anyway, so he posts this on Twitter, and he says, based on the current published details, it seems that the Bancor hack was enabled by permissioned backdoors that were put in the smart contracts by the team and were presumably compromised by the attackers. I wrote about them a year ago. This is interesting. So I had a look. Basically, this came out a year ago, June 20th of 2017, it says, Bancor Unchained, all your tokens belong to us. Keep calm and read your contract, all right? So some of the key aspects that I wanted to point out here was, he says, I had time to read many of the materials published by Bancor, including its smart contract code. I was absolutely astonished by some of the things I found, including what I considered dangerous backdoors. Now, I'm going to scroll down here. The article is very lengthy. There's code. It goes quite in depth, but the key points that I wanted to basically show you guys, he says these are the issues. So all transactions using BNT tokens will be disabled by the team at any time for any reason. Or they can be, I should say. All right, that's one. The team can issue new tokens at any time. Also, the team has the ability to create new tokens arbitrarily for whatever reason they choose. Essentially, they can just print tokens. All right. Also, the team can destroy any tokens from any account at any time. And then he says, but it could be easily limited to destroying only tokens sent to that contract. Nope. Instead, the team has the power to pick any account's tokens and destroy any amount of them at any time for any given reason. So even though this article was arguing that it's not decentralized, it's actually centralized, now fast forward to a year later, and we realize that maybe some of these back entrances were the reason that it got exploited. And I have to say, how interesting is it that this comes out so shortly after Vitalik was literally just talking about how all centralized exchanges should burn in hell, right? But look at the hacks that have occurred on Binance, and look at what just happened with Bancor, right? So yes, I agree, we do need to move into more decentralized spaces with decentralized exchanges, but we got to kind of get the bugs worked out at the meantime. That is one of the main reasons why I think that this is going to be a slow process with decentralized exchanges, with things like Neo being centralized. Okay, a lot of people were hating on that. Obviously right now, a lot of people have a lot of backlash with EOS. I mean, I'm not taking sides on any of it, but I will say that there's been plenty of FUD that we can talk about time and time and time again. Even Ethereum has been accused of being too centralized. So that being said, it sucks. We're going to have to work this out. We have to fine tune it a little bit. This instrument is still being crafted, and we really do have to find that balance between centralization and decentralization, and most importantly, security. Because above all, you know, the question is, would you sacrifice a little bit of centralization for security? Those are all questions that we have to ask ourselves, and until we find that balance, I will not be shocked if we continue to see things like this coming out in the news as well. Now, here is something, too, that people have been just totally talking about so much, the FCoin exchange. So the title says, is it the new China scam, or is it marketing genius? So basically, if you guys don't know how it works, what goes on, I'll give you a brief description. So basically, they're saying that FCoin was responsible for some of those extremely high gas prices for Ethereum that we were seeing over the previous weeks. They say that the prices are clogging the Ethereum network. It's a very controversial practice employed by FCoin to get listed on their exchange. So in a nutshell, users are encouraged to vote for their favorite coin via a process called cumulative deposit number ranking. What this means is that one transaction equals one vote. So it's not the amount of coins, it's not how much you deposit, it's literally one transaction. So communities that want to get their coin listed on an exchange will soon end up sending many small transactions, fractions of transactions, just basically spamming the network, right? And I guess essentially you're kind of encouraging Sybil attacks, right? So the second issue is that the FCoin exchange, it has these really high transaction volumes. So as of the time of writing this, the exchange had a 24-hour trading volume of over $7.3 billion. To put that into perspective, guys, that is over 6 times the trading volume of Binance. Okay? That is insane, okay? So these absurd numbers have led the public to accuse the exchange of engaging in wash trading, which is essentially a form of market manipulation in which an investor simultaneously sells and buys the same financial instruments to create misleading artificial activity in the marketplace. Again, as with its listing strategy, this seems to be the method used by FCoin to drum up publicly for its exchange. The exchange basically offsets the trading fees with its FCoin token. This also has a secondary effect of raising demand for FCoin. But here is the thing. So now we're having this speculation of manipulation on FCoin as well as a potential spur of a threat of legal action, okay? So if we have a look at this, basically there was some guy on Reddit, which actually I do have the post right here. I can drop it for you in the description if you'd like. But to summarize it, the poster wrote that after spending just a bit of time on the exchange, it was clear that there were rampant levels of botting, essentially bots, right, being done. Orders of 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 fly across the screen such that over 6 billion USD in transactions can be completed in a 24-hour period in just FCoin token alone. So the price of the FCoin token is being constantly manipulated by bots. Again, the poster wrote, at its current price, it's impossible to acquire enough FT to gain enough daily rewards to offset risk. So he also added in his post that he has reached out to an unnamed source at FCoin who have admitted that the potential for the exchange to be behind both the botting issues as well as the price manipulation is totally possible. So guys, that's all the news that's coming out of that as well. FCoin, it's definitely the talk of the town between that, the Bancor incident. So we have so much going on in crypto today. Yeah, so I will drop a link in the description to this as well. Also, guys, getting back to my story that I spoke about the other day, so 20 suspects have been arrested in the cryptojacking case that affected over 1 million computers in China. So this was the theft that allegedly there were 1 million computers that generated roughly $2.2 million in illicit profits. So the security team at Tencent, the tech company that developed WeChat, notified the Weifang City Public Security Bureau about a mining script hidden in freely downloadable plugins, which prompted a full-scale investigation by the Bureau. According to local sources, the task force subsequently discovered involvement of a company called Dalang Shengpeng Network. So this involved basically a huge network of people. They were utilizing certain data being stolen in coffee shops. So yeah, so there you guys go. I mean, it's not all completely private. It's not all completely, not unknown, and there are ways to trace this. So these guys, they got their just due. I mean, obviously, we have to look into how we're going to tackle these cyber crimes in the future, guys. So moving on, we have a study that finds that over half of ICOs die within the first 4 months. So only 44% of ICOs survive their first 120 days. They also claim that 80% of ICOs are frauds. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. There are so many ICOs coming out lately that I myself can't even keep up with them. A lot of them seem like they're just not necessary. There's really no use case for them. Some of them are blatant scams, and unfortunately a lot of them tend to not deliver, which is why playing with ICOs is extremely risky. And yeah, I'm not surprised, but unfortunately in these bear markets, people are willing to take that chance because what else are you going to do? Just, hodl all the way down? So yeah, not surprised by those findings whatsoever. So here's an interesting thing about Microsoft. So Microsoft accepts Bitcoin payments, but it says despite, what is this? We are not supposed to have ads on this browser. This is directly from the website. So, despite the payment option still being visible, user reports would suggest that Microsoft has stopped accepting Bitcoin payments altogether, with one person who contacted customer support claiming to have been told that the Bitcoin redeem option had been removed from Microsoft account service some time ago. As the situation has been explained by those who have tried to make a payment using Bitcoin, the amount charged has left the customer's Bitcoin account, but has not been credited to their Microsoft account. So, the Bitcoin payment seems to be sitting in some crypto no man's land. Now, we haven't exactly had any confirmation or denial from Microsoft at this point. It could just be a glitch. It could be a mistake. They could have forgot to take it down. However, some people have paid in Bitcoin and they're wondering, are they going to be credited for the money that has at least minimally been spent? So does that mean that they're going to cancel it all around? I don't know, guys. So a really quick story. So you have blockchain technology company R3 announced that it has released a version of its Corda blockchain platform aimed specifically at business. If you guys aren't aware of it, R3 is a consortium of over 200 companies that research and develop blockchain applications for the industry of finance and commerce. So we also have some good news. So you have Siemens, Samsung, and Google interested in Ledger. So a source close to the Ledger told, like Ledger Nano S, told Forbes on Monday that the three corporations had looked at creating a partnership with or funding Ledger, which could make Ledger Europe's very first crypto unicorn. This isn't the first time that Ledger has seen interest from tech industry leaders. Last year, Intel partnered with Ledger to integrate the hardware wallets into more mainstream desktop and mobile platforms, which means that consumers could be using Ledger's technology without even knowing it. That's interesting. And also, Ledger Live just came out. Chris Coney actually did a live kind of demo of it on his channel, The Cryptoverse. He had some things to say about it. You know, there were certain things like it didn't have a pie chart. The Ethereum wallet, I think something took kind of long to load. So we still got to kind of get the bugs worked out. Also, the one thing that I was sort of surprised about Ledger Live is that they don't have ERC20 support right now, which is crazy. That's strange, right? I mean, right now you use it through My Ether wallet, so that's how you're getting your ERC20 support. But that's a really important feature, so I hope that they figure that out, because ERC20 is probably around 90%, maybe, of all the tokens are ERC20s currently at this point. So that's something they should definitely look into as well. More good news, we have Philippines becoming a crypto hub. So they have 2 new exchanges that have recently gotten approved, which now makes 5 exchanges in total. And to end on some let's end on some lighter news, guys. I know the markets are down today a little bit. So a new study has found that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have the potential to become a mainstream means of payment and already meet one of the main criteria of money. So according to the report, cryptocurrencies are already fulfilling one of the 3 fundamental principles of fiat money by acting as a store of value. They say, unfortunately, they still don't 100% meet the other requirements, which is acting as a medium of exchange and serving as a unit of account. Although I don't know. I mean, Bitcoin trading exchange, I don't know. To me, that seems a little subjective. But per the study, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies need to solve 6 main challenges to meet these requirements: scalability, usability, regulation, volatility, incentives, and privacy. So what I actually started thinking when I read this article, let me finish it real quick, then we'll get back to it. So it says the report stresses that new payment systems as well as asset types do not emerge overnight. They say, for example, the first email was sent in 1971, while it took about 3 decades to become commonplace with a user-friendly interface. Professor William Cottonbelt from the Imperial College said that cryptocurrencies have the potential to append everything we thought we knew about the nature of financial systems and financial assets. So basically what I was going to say before was thinking about meeting these criteria of scalability, usability, regulation, volatility, incentives, and privacy. If you really look at the crypto space in general, like for example, if we come over here and just look at this sad red day, I mean, look at all these different types of cryptos that we have, right? So we have smart contract platforms, we have privacy, we have Internet of Things, we have payment systems, there's all these different things. We have governance, right? So it's interesting to almost think if you kind of take all of these different projects, we've all solved different pieces of the puzzle, but we really haven't come together to really create that ultimate unit of mass destruction, essentially, right? So I think it would be very interesting moving forward. Instead of having all of these ICOs come out, instead of having all of these projects just do the same thing over and over and over again, but we tweaked consensus one little bit, so now we're a brand new different coin and you should totally buy our ICO. I would be more interested in seeing these developers actually join up with teams. You know what I'm saying? Go work for, go join Ethereum, go join Neo, go join the Icon Foundation, go join Tron if you want, and work together, Stellar, and put together the things that we've learned. Monero, they do privacy pretty well, right, guys? So we should all come together and utilize the best aspects of all of these different projects to really solve the future moving forward. I think that it's time that we start working together as a community instead of bickering and fighting over whose coin is better. This is you know what I'm saying? It's just like there's so much FUD, there's so much trolling, and the thing is like this community is strong, but it's starting to pull itself apart. And when you look at a market cap of $254 billion, it's not like this is a huge space, guys. I mean, this is literally but a drop of water in the ocean. So we're going to accomplish a lot more working together than we are going to, fighting each other and whatever. So that's just my 2 Satoshis on the case today. I know we're having a little bit of a red day, guys. That sell-off was crazy. I have no explanation for it. If you have an opinion on it, please drop a link, or not a link, drop a comment in the description below and let me know what you guys think. Why did we have this insane market drop-off? I mean, all right, look, since we did it, it kind of looks like it's trying to go back up a little bit, but yeah, I don't know, guys. That being said, you guys are freaking awesome. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting, you guys are awesome. You know I love you. Yeah, so that being said, who knows what's going on today? We'll just have to see. Maybe some news is going to come out of Korea or China later on in the day, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. That being said, my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.